All right, so good morning and welcome to Breaking Dawn this morning. And it is Friday morning, of course. And you know when it's Friday, Chef is here, but he's not. All right, so Chef is not here this morning. We have no breakfast this morning, much to the disappointment of gentlemen 1 and 2. But we will, they will have to fend for themselves this morning. Chef will be here next week, Friday, though, but he's coming in his capacity to do breakfast as well. But he's working with, I think, 2 or 3 other chefs. I think Chef Tommy, Chef Lorenzo, and might be Chef Diane. And not only are they going to be doing breakfast here, but they're also going to give us a little more insight because the Chef Shiraz Culinary Academy is expanding, right? And you know they're doing other things as well. All right. So with that expansion, Chef wanted the opportunity to be able to tell people what the expansion is, and you know, all the opportunities that can be provided to you through the Chef Shiraz Culinary Academy. All right? And we'll give you some information on that flyer there a little bit later in this hour. So we have a few things on the agenda this morning. Right? A few things. And I want to say good morning to the regional viewers, everybody watching us internationally. I really had to remember to say the regional viewers. I know sometimes I forget every little now and then, but when I was in Antigua there, they really watch Breaking Dawn in Antigua. I ain't lying there. All at breakfast, when people healing about it. Whoa, what's going on, Stephan, you know? So Breaking Dawn is a household name over there in Antigua. As a matter of fact, I'll give you a little joke. Brandon, bigger Brandon this morning, Brandon told me on the morning of breakfast fete, we were liming there, and we had him on for an interview now. And you know me, I just normal and cool and humble in myself, me really digging nothing, you know, I mean, they sent him for an interview and I handled it and whatever. And the morning of breakfast fete, I bounced him up and we was having a little conversation, and he said, boy, I'm talking to a friend of mine in Trinidad. So I told her that you know, I had a little interview with Stephan Reis, he called my name, and the person was like, Stephan Reis? He said, yeah, they sent me an interview, you have a morning program, and they sent me for this interview. Because Brandon didn't know, he didn't really know familiar, you know. And he said, boy, my friend tell me, you know, Stephan Reis, that guy's a big deal, you know. So I like, well, serious? I said, well, yeah. She said, so the person said, well, yeah, that guy's like a big deal down in Trinidad, yeah, you know. And I just started laughing. I said, boy, I said, look, we're no big deal over here, brother. I just cool and humble, you know what I mean? If I go unnoticed, I go unnoticed, it don't bother me. You know what I mean? And we had a little chat about it and that kind of thing, but, you know, it's just sometimes you know, you come to work and you never really know, you know, because look, when we are the most interactive show, we have been for many years on morning television. We've did it, I've done it my way. You know what I'm saying? I bounce up, it's why I bounce up some weeks ago, boy, Jason Williams. I bounce up Jason Williams, who used to work here at Synergy doing, you know, Friday night show and that kind of thing. And Jason, well, of course, he was on Slam, then he went up in elections for the PNM, he went up for Sawa Lavanti seat, he lost to Saddam Hussein, that kind of thing. They put him over doing another morning show on television, so he kind of competing with me kind of way, in the same time slot now. So I bounced him up in the football fiesta that the Minister of Sport had. And we sit down, we was talking, he's talking some football and thing, and then, you know, we was talking about the industry and media and whatever. And he said, boy, you know, you do it different, you know. And I was like, I said, what do you mean? He said, boy, you hear that? You come and you just have to do things different, you know. I said, right, you know, he said, the interaction, this, that. He said, you know, you really do it different, you know. Nobody was doing it like that, you know. On morning television, right? Morning TV was more conventional news and interviews and and the experts and all of them, you know what I mean? And I just come in and we really do it different, director. Chris wouldn't know, but you was here from inception. Right? Use the original. And use the original from the start in 2014. You wasn't the first director for the show? Right. And we started off a kind of way where, like, we was trying the kind of conventional model for a while. And then we just, Davey fall off, and then Roxy went away, and the two Dotish men, and I guess when it came down to me alone, because plenty of people would know the issue of the program, You understand what I'm saying? In 12th year of breaking down, well, we actually in our 13th year right now, early part of the 13th year, because it was May, it was the end of May, that we started the show, at the end of May. I remember that, we started the show. Because I remember I leave Robert Amar and them on April 1st. No, I left on March 31st. And the next day was All Fools Day, and people was calling the radio, and they thought it was a joke that I had left. Right? And then they didn't hear about me or whatever, because we were here doing training and whatever the case might be. And then at the end of May, Obi said, look, we had to go, we had to press the button. I throw in all in the ocean, all you got to swim. Right? Unlike the ocean that they throw me in Barbados, which I'm sure Chris is going to deal with that feature soon enough. But nevertheless, when it came down to me alone, after Roxy, Davey, the two Dotish men, which was X and Pinocchio, who had a little stint here as well in the earlies, I really tried I interviewed Faris Al-Rawi, I interviewed Guy Gifford, I interviewed Vasan Bharat, we used to go down that road. I remember that was a kind of different setting with the two purple couch, and we come a long way, and we did it different. So I can understand what Jason was saying, we really do it different. I think that difference told too in the pandemic as well. And I commented that in the second hour, because I ain't finished with that yet, I gave only a little reminder when I was in Antigua, but I'm back now, right? So, that's some interesting little clips, just to serve as a reminder, right? And I guess to send a little message to the next generation, letting them know it's okay to be different. You understand what I'm saying? I had to prove that. I have proven that. That it is okay to jump out the box and be different, because that's what I did. You know what I mean? I remember when I started to do the show, I have a little sinus now. Like, when early morning, my nose just be, I started to be rubbing my nose now. That's a thing in my family. My father used to do the same thing too. So I remember I doing the show a morning, boy, and we had a sinus, all it thing, and every minute I rubbing my nose so, because it bothered me now, it twitching. And I remember getting calls saying, hey, don't touch your face, and this, that, and the other. And I was like, man, my nose tinging me, telling me don't touch it. I started doing this, as a regular thing there. But all those little things that the director was, little things that you wasn't supposed to do, and that kind of thing there. And I just come here and I say, look, we're going to normalize the thing, because you can't tell me that I fight it up with my sinus and thing, and I can't, no, I must stay uncomfortable, and my eye watering and all kind of thing, no, I'm good to that. And I just started doing it different, and that was it, But yeah, man, I don't remember to say good morning to the regional audience, because we really have a reach out there regionally. If we did not, I guess we wouldn't be traveling throughout the islands and so on and so forth. As a matter of fact, if we didn't have the international reach that we have, we wouldn't be heading to New York City Labor Day or Miami Carnival. You know what I mean? But they see the value from being out there. They know how much people, I guess, they have a gauge as to how many people watch the program internationally. We're talking outside of the Caribbean now. All through Canada. I really want to go Canada, at some point in time, because We have a huge viewership in Canada, you know. I have a partner that's come down here by the name of Steve. He'll be coming for Carnival again. I guess God spare life. He's a big Phase 2 fan, so he stays with us. And he always talks about that, about Canada. And that's how you know what I mean? When he started to stay by us a few years ago, I didn't know him, but my uncle knew him through a mutual friend and that kind of thing, and he was looking for a place to stay. And it's when he came there and he see me, he said, but wait now, this is the man I've been watching every morning on TV. Say, yeah, we sit out together, we started to talk and think, and he said, but Stephan, you're real normal, you're cool boy, you're down to it, you know, and it's just the nature of the thing, you know what I mean? But it is what it is. But it's good to see that we have that. I could have never think that the program would have reached to that, where we would have been viewed like people from all in New York and you know, United States of America and beyond. You understand? I have had viewers as far as Saudi Arabia, Istanbul, the UK. You understand what I'm saying? Yeah. So I mean, I could have never think that we would have reached that stage then. And I ain't talking about social media clips circulating and people seeing it. We're talking about a live show program going on right now and people watching it. You understand? I would have never think when I started here 12 years ago that is where it would have been. But that is where the world has gone. It's become a smaller world. Everybody more, you know. It kind of becomes smaller but bigger in a kind of way because, you know what I mean? It's like, it's become more accessible, but people have somehow become a little more distant. Pluto, Mars, and Saturn watching too. All right, nice fun. Go back in the room now. Anyway, we're going to get to the headlines, as we usually do. And then we'll get to the first story, where we'll take some calls and so on and so forth. So, the Prime Minister blasts the PNM for stopping work on a new police post in Tacarigua. An evil, vile act, but the Tunapuna-Piarco Regional Corporation chair has defended the action, saying that they got no communication on what was being done. Okay? So, Prime Minister Kamala Persad-Bissessar yesterday chastised the opposition for stopping the construction of the first police post intended for use in government's new anti-crime initiative at the Eddie Hart Savannah in Tacarigua. And it goes into the Facebook post and so on and so forth. And then we have the Tunapuna Regional Corporation Chairman Josiah Austin said that no one had informed the corporation before construction started, and the TPRC put a stop to it to protect the site, which is under the corporation's jurisdiction. I'll just give it all the bits and pieces because we'll come back to it. And contacted last evening Homeland Security Minister Roger Alexander in a WhatsApp response to Guardian Media queries, questioned what SWAT unit the TPRC referred to. He also shared a video showing a similar construction being done beneath the Grand Bazaar Valsane flyover with a caption that read, "For 10 years, all the PNM did was try to stop law enforcement from fixing crime, but not under my watch." And he did not respond when asked about the cost of the post. So they are saying they didn't get any communication about what the project was and this, that, and the other. Eddie Hart grounds does fall under the corporation. Homeland Security is saying, well, I don't know where the SWAT thing coming. I'll take a read on that during the break. But Austin added that after his engineers were told of the construction, they visited the site and someone informed the TPRC officials that it was sent by the Ministry of Homeland Security's SWAT department. So that is what Homeland Security Minister Roger Alexander is saying. What SWAT unit you're talking about? Right? So apparently, this is some unit that the Homeland Security doesn't even have, a SWAT unit. So it's a bit confusing. And of course, we have the government side, we have the corporation side, and I guess we got to get to the third side of the story, which is the actual truth of what took place. But we'll come back to that. All right? Residents seek answers as Caroni lands cleared. Minister says area is earmarked for residential lots. You mean the former housing minister? I saw this here. I don't even want to, I not able now. But the former housing minister, Camille Robinson-Regis, continues to dismiss government claims that the previous PNM administration allowed HEC communities to deteriorate, insisting routine maintenance was carried out while she held office. Really? Let me tell you something, I'd rather go into this whole article because in that first paragraph, you shoot yourself in the foot. And let me explain how you shoot yourself in your foot. You are saying that routine maintenance was carried out while you held office. That's what you are claiming. And this is why I said a few weeks ago, I could now see and understand why Philip Alexander is walking with his own camera crew. He walking with his own camera crew to get his own footage for the records and for the public to see. So it ain't no media house coming now and they go cut this and edit this and project to you what they want. So he has his own footage that he could show. So when the news report, whatever the news report don't show, he have it documented there, video evidence, right? So I could understand now, because at first I was saying, why you need to carry on camera crew and take all this show, you need all this show. But it's not show. If you understand the static between the media, and when I say the media, you all should know where I'm coming from, and the reality, then if I was in his shoes, I would have done the same thing. I would have walked with my own cameraman and document my own evidence. So why I'm saying that you are shooting yourself in the foot, Robinson-Regis, is because the people that complaining to Philip Alexander at these HDC sites that he's visiting, they are saying, you can hear them saying it coming out of their mouth. And these are people that live in constituencies that is run by the PNM from ever since. And they are saying, and we are hearing them saying it, that the problems that they are faced with in terms of maintenance and even acquiring their deeds is not a 1 year ago problem. It is a problem that they've been experiencing for 3, 4, 5, 6 years. Some of them say from ever since, for more than 10 years, right? They are saying that. So when you come now to dismiss that, because you ain't dismissing Philip Edward Alexander, you know. What you are dismissing is the testimony by the residents who live in there and are saying it. Right? So, if you are saying that routine maintenance, you have to give me a description or the definition or an example of what is routine maintenance as it relates to the standard of HDC under your watch. What is your understanding of routine maintenance? Because some of these things that we're seeing in these videos, that didn't just happen and fall apart within the last 5 months. That is years of lack of proper maintenance, and the places keep deteriorating and deteriorating and deteriorating. You understand? So, that's why I say I think you're shooting yourself in your foot. But, where are you going to do? TTPS recruitment drive attracts close to 10,000 applicants. A lot of real young people, boy. Well, anyhow, you gotta be young when you're to get into the TTPS. I'm seeing some young persons in the picture here. Nearly 9,500 people have applied to join the Trinidad and Tobago Police Service, with thousands turning up at the Police Academy in St. James yesterday for the first phase of the recruitment process. And speaking with the media, Acting ASP Police Academy Administration, Gushia Grant, revealed that 1,950 applications were received through the online portal from people specifically applying for yesterday's recruitment exercise. And she said 4,700 applications had been processed over the last 4 days at locations in Marabella, Hoover, Arima, and St. James, while the TTPS had received a total of 9,100 online applications. Wow. The final number was around 9,500. So a lot of people want to get into the service. A lot of people want to do the work. But to those young people that want to get in there, understand what you're going into. The police service is not a normal job. You understand what I'm saying? That slogan, to protect and serve, you have to understand what that means. All right? So, and I guess if you're willing to reach to that stage, yeah. And you know, I'm looking at some of these people, I'm looking at some of the applicants, right? I see a young man here, shirt well pressed. He have on a nice tie, dress pants, dress shoes, everything. He has his little documents in a little folder with a handle, and just he looking, you know, he look like, you know, he just off a presentation alone. He inside for me. You understand? Because you could see that he took his time in getting ready and preparing himself. His hair is well groomed and things like that. And yeah, he definitely know he going on an interview. You understand what I'm saying? Yeah. All right. Let me see. And I could point out the next fella here with the hair, all kind of how and that kind of thing, but big up the young man in the shirt at the time, man. All right, what else we got? Amin promises NPOP's workers will be paid soon. Now, we actually have a clip on that, And the minister said something during, this is the clip here, yeah. You have to do, run this clip courtesy TTT here. We'll get to the ID thing after. But run this, because I want to let her hear what she said, because where the NPOP's program is concerned, right? I have said certain things as it relates to people not getting paid. And people telling me, Stephan, you're sure that we're going on? And I'm telling them, I'm sure that is what's going on. I have to acknowledge how I could put it, boy. I have to acknowledge Khadija Amin, right? I have to acknowledge the way that she's approached this. I would have approached it real different. I would have been real radical. But she's kept her poise, and she's kept it very professional. But I want her to listen to what she's saying. Run that clip for me.
We have identified what the issue is, and it's administrative. It is not the fault of the workers or the supervisors. What I have done is engaged a company to provide services to do the payroll management, so that it doesn't rely on, where it's subjective to human error. And some of these workers had about 5 fortnights outstanding. We have cleared that backlog, so some of them might have 1 or 2 fortnights, but I still continue to pay individual attention. So we are reaching out to the supervisors now for them to update us, because many of the workers have gotten the bulk of the outstanding monies. And again, I want to repeat my appreciation, because even though workers had this issue, they continue to work. Many of them are borrowing money to come returned to work and they continued working. And I just want to appreciate that about them. So while we are sorting out that issue, hopefully in going forward, now that the PS and I have agreed to engage that service to do the payroll management internally, that will not
Good. Here what you do. I want you put that back in a split. Play it with the audio from the start. I'll tell you when to stop it. Go.
It is not the fault of the workers or the supervisors. What I have done is engage the company to provide services to do the payroll management so that it doesn't rely on, where it's subjective to human error. And some of these workers had about
Pause. Right. See what she just said there? I have been telling you all, it have games being played, political games, dirty little games being played. And I've spoken and I've mentioned the organization, the office that is in charge of those payments and the position that is held, the position where those payments have to come through, the office that it had to come through, and what has been going on. Where you have had stacks of work, paperwork on a desk, and people just come in, rocking back so, drawing the salary, and in dealing with the people documents and the people that get paid. And I said to you all, the minister has to find a way to create a parallel system to make sure that the workers get paid, because it have political games where people are trying to stymie a process in order for the program and the minister to look bad. All you can remember me saying that? Thank you. I wanted to take note of what she just said. She had to go and engage a company outside of that house to handle those payments so that it is not subjected to administrative errors. I want to understand the dirty little games being played there. Right? I had an application in for Stephan Reis. Good? And that application just going wrong in a circle. You know why? Because it has somebody inside of there. I don't know if they just don't like, I don't know. If you don't like me, that's your business. Me and like you back. But I'm just telling you, you know who you are. Because if you ain't like me, it means you just watch the program, or you know my face, or you know my mouth. You understand? And you know where I stand. So I'm just letting you know all them little mistakes that you're making on purpose. So that when it go up, it had to come back down, and then it go up again, it had to come back down. I have been informed. And that is what's going on. So document coming on our desk. Just a sign off on so, bam, wherever, put forward wherever. And in instances, there are administrative errors purposely being done. So that when it moves forward now, it have an administrative error, it had to go back, and it just keep going so and so and so, back and forth, like they're playing tennis. All in an attempt to stymie a process and make our program look bad. Because remember that the program that replacing CPEP? That is the program that is replacing the $79 a day work. Where persons now getting $209 a day. A supervisor getting up to I think it's $69 or $79 a day. It are no contractor that nothing going to. They cut out the contractor, whap. And they say, okay, this is the workforce here. The money will go directly to them. That is why they could afford to pay what they're paying. But I kept saying to you all, the people are not getting paid on time. And I really admire those people because they really kept going out of work. In one instance, let me tell you something. You see, all that doesn't know what has been going on, you know. But I could tell you in one instance, right? There was, I forget the terminology for what it is called them by the group. I don't want to use the term gang, right? But there was a group in the West conducting work, cleanup work, in the NPOPs program. I know the man that running the group. Right? Man called me, Stephan, pressure, you know. I say, what happened? Because he called me to ask me if I know anybody wrong that side that, you know, to kind of cool the scene now. Men pull up in a car and say, hey, all it'll be out here tomorrow, you know. Because we ain't getting no work out here, you know. For they come out tomorrow. You understand? All that going on. I ain't telling all the thing I guessing, you know. Anyhow, Khadija, you said very kind and soft and very professional that you had to engage a company to come in and handle the payments. So now everybody, see how easy everybody payments running on time now? They clear up a 5-fortnight backlog. They still have about a couple fortnights to pay off, but they clear off the majority and wherever. So how come an outside company could be approached to get that job done, but the people responsible for it in certain offices can't get it done? Somebody could explain me that? Remember I spoke to her when she was on the program week before? Director? I know that is your MP. It's just before we flew out, right? I tell you, when I come here and I don't guess, you know. I don't guess, you know, and during the interview, I was trying to draw it out of her for her to say it, and she wouldn't say it. So when all you feel everything is political game, she could have come quite easily and call the place that responsible for the payment, the position that is responsible for dealing with the documents and processing it and so on and so forth. She could have come and think, and she could have gave the whole PNM tralala story. And I was trying to draw it out of her to say it, and she never said it. Even now, in the interview there that she's doing, she just deal with it professionally and say, look, we had it was an administrative error thing and blah, 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 blah. But who making the administrative errors? Ask all yourself that. We go into the break. Right? When we come back from the break, we'll open the phone line, take some calls. So go anywhere.
Every day, we're expected to show up for each other, for ourselves. What people don't see is everything that keeps us going. Because staying in the game isn't about one big moment. It's about showing up again and again and again.
At Adams Optical, we care for your vision with everything from stylish frames, contact lenses, and sunglasses, starting at just $595, to advanced eye care services. We also diagnose and manage conditions like glaucoma and cataracts with our in-house ophthalmologist. Additional services include OCT, VFT, and cataract surgeries. Visit us at San Fernando, Chaguanas, or Rio Claro.
Welcome to Car City Trading, your #1 supply of brand new Korean auto parts. Come on down to lot number 78, Bamboo Settlement number 2, Valsain, between the hours of 8 a.m. and 5 p.m. Monday to Friday and 8 a.m. to 2 p.m. on Saturday to get your Hyundai and Kia vehicular needs. Car City Trading has everything your vehicle needs, from a brand new head and blocks to engine parts, transmissions, suspension parts, body parts, electrical parts, braking system, AC system, even the smallest sensor, and much more. WhatsApp us today at 704-2246 or call us at 645-2603 and let us be your car parts solution. Be sure to find us on Facebook, Instagram, and TikTok, and look out for our monthly deals and promotions. Car City Trading, quality products at unbeatable prices.
Air conditioning problems? Then look no further. A&K Air Conditioning Supplies offers you an easy solution for all your automotive, commercial, and domestic air conditioning needs. With 2 convenient locations to serve you, A&K Air Conditioning Supplies offers you an extensive range of parts and services, including pressure test kits, refrigerators parts, front and rear evaporators for maxi taxis. They also cater for both foreign and local automobile models like Kia, Hyundai, Honda, Nissan, and more. So pay them a visit today at either of their 2 locations. Number 36 Alfonso Street, Sangre Grande. Phone 784-2707 or 386-5700. And number 133 Corner Roland Street and Bonaventure Main Road, Gasparillo. Phone 312-2245 or 782-9720.
Are you tired of managing symptoms without understanding why your body is breaking down? Setwayo's Holistic Health Clinic provides consultation and re-education sessions followed by nutritional therapy programs designed to address the root causes of chronic disease. The clinic works with clients in Trinidad and Tobago and internationally, helping people rebuild the body through correct nutrition, not drugs, supplements, herbs, detoxes, injections, or quick fixes. Setwayo is also the author of You Are Not Sick, You Are Malnourished, a powerful health book that has been the top-selling book on consignment at RIK bookstores nationwide every month since entering the stores. If you're struggling with cancer, diabetes, high blood pressure, obesity, autoimmune issues, fertility challenges, digestive problems, or other chronic condition, book a consultation and re-education session today. Purchase the book at RIK bookstores nationwide, Nelson's Bookstore in Tobago, Amazon, or Gumroad. Visit setwayoclinic.com or call or WhatsApp 279-3935 or 761-1952. Setwayo's Holistic Health Clinic, rebuilding the body, reversing disease through nutritional therapy.
All right, so we're back on Breaking On. I have calmed down. Them fellas tell me, they say, okay, calm down, Stephan, it's Friday. But I had sometimes I think this hurt me, boy. I tell you, boy, I think this hurt me, boy. Especially when it's poor people money, boy. That was how I explain all your during break. That people don't do the bottom rung of society, boy. You don't play with them people and their money and them, boy. Trying to aggravate the people and all kind of thing with no money, boy. Laugh, yes. Anyway, we're getting ready to go to the phone lines, right? Listen, to the person that messaged me on the TTPS recruitment situation, I can tell you now, I did send a message to the Minister of Homeland Security. I have not gotten a response thus far. I am still waiting on a response. All right, on that issue, right? Because what you're saying is that you all have submitted documents. You have received no email for vetting of documents despite having all qualifications. That is unfair to those who are qualified and willing to serve. And I don't think I put it in those exact words. I'm gonna send something. I will send something to him now. Let me forward what you send to him. Right. So because I don't know what to do as it relates to that aspect of things. However, we're 20 minutes to the hour 7 o'clock. I want to get to the phone lines. The ID. There is an ID law, I guess, that is being proposed at the cabinet level, where it would be mandatory for you to walk with your ID, right? And that was in the news as well, and that and all has become contentious. So just run me the TV6 report on this ID law, and when we come back from that, we're going straight to the phone lines, right? Run me the ID law now.
Homeland Security Minister Roger Alexander has confirmed to TV6 News that there is a proposal before the Cabinet for citizens 16 years and older to possess a valid form of identification in public.
Valid form of ID. It's just amazing though. You're going to the airport, you can tote it then. You're going to collect your money, you can tote your ID then. You're going to look for a job, you can tote ID then. You're driving your car, you can have an ID. But some people think it is not necessary when you're in the streets. So you're in the streets, going to do business. You have a card on you, you have money on you, you have a phone on you, but there's a problem having an ID. Amazing.
A copy of the Cabinet Minute has been circulating online.
It is at the stage of proposal. It has gone to the Attorney General to look and see. It has passed through some of the legal minds at the Ministry of Homeland Security, and still I will send it out to see what the feelers feels like. However, and what decision they come up with. However, a simple answer to this solution: ask law enforcement if they are all right with such a proposal. That's all it is, you know. Ask law enforcement, the body that is here to protect us. Ask them if they are okay with the proposal. I would love to see the answer.
Minister Alexander gave a hypothetical example to highlight one of the reasons behind the proposal before the Cabinet.
One of your relatives fall down on the nation streets. The DMO comes or some doctor pass and check in. Nobody seems to know this man. You know how much persons we have at the mortuary. You know how much persons we had was missing persons and they were lying down in a hospital bed. Let us be real and let us be sensible about this.
Minister Alexander was responding to our questions about concerns raised by temporary opposition Senator Sanjeev Boodoo. In a statement on Facebook, Senator Boodoo said that for those who may look at this superficially and conclude that nothing is wrong with that, consider that a legal requirement to carry ID also means a sanction for not carrying ID. Senator Boodoo said our current law does not require a citizen to own any form of ID, whether national ID card, driver's permit or passport. The opposition senator acknowledged there are some countries that do require you to own a form of national ID. However, he said there are very few countries that require persons to carry ID in public. Minister Alexander pointed out there are those who do not walk with any form of valid ID while going for a walk or run, but he said most usually have their mobile phones with them.
Just maybe we might be able to bring the technology to your phone, where we can get the information from a recognized institution as to who you are, your ID, and it is printed on your phone, that's all.
However, the Homeland Security Minister emphasized that the Cabinet note is a proposal that is subject to the final approval of the Cabinet. Jewel Brown, TV6 News.
Okay, so that's the proposed mandatory ID. We're going to go to the phone lines one time, get your thoughts. Hello, good morning.
Hello, good morning, Mr. Stephan.
Morning, my brother. Go ahead.
Yeah, Stephan, the whole thing in Trinidad, everything has become a problem in Trinidad, right? That ID thing is just nothing. Because anywhere you go in the bank, you go to do a business, you all kind of things, they're asking you for ID, they're asking you for your driver's permit or passport. So that is something that we supposed to be accustomed with. So that ain't no problem. But the problem is, everything the government try to do is a problem, right? So that's why before I would just, let me tell you this. I living in Trinidad and Tobago as a Creole. Because you know why, Stephan? Because the main of Creole is local. That's why now a fella tell me how Indian growing rice, but they call it rice Creole rice. Because the simple thing is Creole rice meaning local rice. Creole fall meaning local fall. Creole is local. Everything is local. So I want to be called Creole instead of African. I want to be called Creole instead of Indian. My wife is an Indian and she's a Creole woman. I is a Creole man and I is a Creole man. You can't change that. I am no African, so that's why I live in Trinidad like that. Thank you, Mr. Stephan.
Okay. I don't know, we went from that to the other one. No way. But I don't know, we are dumb there. What it? What it? Yeah, go ahead. Oh,
Mr.
God.
Fernando, I heard the opposition mention something which I find was interesting and was to try to align this thing with the police force and saying something is about it being a backdoor Zoso. And I mean, that's just one aspect of Zoso. But the police service always have the legal authority to set up a police force anywhere. That is one. And one of the things we have to always keep in mind too is that the police service can come in front of your yard and just dig up the place and say, well, we's police, and we just can mash up the place and do whatever. So I'm looking out to see what happened with this Eddie Hart, this Tuna Puna thing, and I just looking out to see what more information going to come out of that, because, I mean, I don't know, the police service could just pull up anywhere and say, well, we're going to put a police force here without any checks and balances at all. And I remember Gary Griffith saying that somebody got a contract to do some police station somewhere. And when he looked to see who was the person the government gave the contract, which was out of his power, it was somebody who was known to the police. So sometimes people do things the right thing, but sometimes the process to do it doesn't always be how it's supposed to be done. And lastly, when you're in an administrative position and hiring persons, one of the things the people who are hired, they expect the person who hired them to put administrative things in place. And you see, I take full blame, and there was a time that I had to do without a salary as a manager, because there's something happened and some workers would not get paid. They wouldn't get paid. And I have to take that responsibility because I hired you. And if something happened within the office, I cannot blame you. Yes, I can blame the person in the office, but ultimately, I am the person who called you to this work. I cannot go walk off with a salary, knowing fully well you work for me and something happened in the office. And you facing it, I can't let that happen. And you know how long 4 and 5 fortnight is for workers to do without a pay? Yes, people go pat them on their back. And people go say, Minister, yes, Minister do good, and the Minister put somebody in pay, but who fault ultimately you feel it is that they did without 5 fortnights? You really feel is the people, yes, you can blame the people in the office, but ultimately it relies straight to the person at the top of the administrative chain. And the minister could jump high, she could jump low. It is ultimately her responsibility. I'm glad that there is some relief, but by and large, it is the top administrator's fault, and it lands straight in her lap. Thank you.
All right. Well, obviously, I'll go correct that for you. Because obviously, you really do understand what it is I be talking about. You really understand the reality of the situation. You have an office set up to handle payments or programs like that. You have people who are strategically placed in those offices that have a political bias and are loyal to the opposition. And they sit in the office there, they draw in a salary, but poor people money that they had to release. And all they had to do is sign off on documents, and send it for processing, But like you don't understand, intentional errors are being made in an attempt to stymie a process. So what does the minister do? I'm glad you know that she holds responsibility because she has done exceptionally well, right? And the reason why people might have to wait on 5 or 6 fortnights is because you don't just get up one morning and say, look, I'm going to create a parallel system to handle these payments. What you have to go through is a proper process in order to hire a company. So that takes time. And I would imagine that when she put that in place, or when she would realize what was going on, that she started to move towards putting a parallel system in place. You see, you have to understand, it is a parallel system that she has created, because the official system, the original system that is already in place, where people draw in a salary to do that job, they ain't doing the job. And that's where the mischief is. Morning.
Stephan, we had to make that guy a government minister because apparently he had 2 persons working for him, so he could come out his pocket and pay them. On the other
No, but
hand,
he has.
I'm
No,
gonna
but he
tell
don't. You
something,
see, no. Look, he trying to turn it and twist it in a way. I know the reality of what's going on. If I come into government and there are government offices operating, and I cannot move, you cannot move certain people in certain positions. Public servants are very hard to move. So I come in and I create a program. I expect that the people that hold these positions, whether it is UNC or PNM, whether it is NTA or PEP or wherever they belong to, they're going to do their job.
I understand.
So when they're not doing their
why
job
is it?
for certain political purposes, and they're trying to make me look bad, and they have people on the breadline, they have people sitting down now waiting on 5 and 6 fortnight. I know how to say, okay, no problem. I try talking to all you. I try all kind of thing. I am going to create a parallel system now. Why should the minister have to go and hire somebody to do the job that they're supposed to be doing as they're getting paid for it?
You see, that's why I hired Mr. Rajkumar
What you do
to deal with my thing off the air. But let me tell you something, eh? You know the same thing that the government ministers say, Roger Alexander said, that they have people in the morgue that lie down there, don't know who they is, because they don't have an ID. So that ID thing, everybody in Trinidad supposed to walk with their ID. Matters where you're from. When you go to America,
but
you
Ricky,
when they stop you,
Ricky,
you have to have an ID on you.
Right,
yeah?
but Ricky.
Yeah, listening.
We drive, right?
Yeah.
Right. As a driver, you have to walk with your driver's permit, not so?
Yeah, you must. Yeah.
That is a legal document stating that you have passed the requirements and you are legally operating a vehicle. Correct?
Yeah,
correct?
Yeah.
And if you are stopped without that document, you can be issued a fine. Correct?
That's correct. Yeah.
The officer could use the discretion and say, look, you know, but I will talk. They could really, once you do have a permit on you, they could give you a ticket, they could fine you. Okay?
Yeah, I understand. Now let's not fair.
Right. No. So wait, hold on, don't go yet. So then I'm trying to figure out what is the problem.
The problem is that it have certain people in this country do not want to walk with us. They figure that I am a Trinidadian, but they're really not a Trinidadian. But they want to walk with that. They want to walk with that. So in the case of police, you see, they don't implement this as yet because the amount of illegal people that have walking through Trinidad, they know who is who. You understand? That might be one way to find out or to stop any individual and ask them where is their identification. They do me that in Grenada. They do me that in any island I go to. You understand? For a time they say, stop. Let me see your ID. Where you from? Trinidad? Yeah, okay. No problem. Must have an ID on you anywhere you go with. It's not fair.
Yeah. Not only that, and it ain't only that part of it. How much fellas, how much youth men, right? How much youth men that in a gang, you think have an ID card? Morning.
Morning, Mr. Stephan.
Yeah, go ahead.
Okay, right. The situation with the ID. When I read the article, there was connecting this to the increasing the age limit for smoking, drinking, gambling, smoking marijuana.
Yes.
They connected the two.
Yes.
Right? Okay, right. I want to get right.
They also had a migrant registration process that they were conducting as well, so that migrants could come get registered and get their documentation that they're here legally. Go ahead.
Right, okay. So if the purpose of having an ID is to figure out this person's age, if the person legally required to smoke the marijuana over age 25 or gambling, the people, right? My opinion is that the ID, the individuals who smoking and drinking walk with the ID, because it comes as if those who enter a nightclub, the security has asked for ID because they enter in a nightclub, so you have to walk with it. and certain circumstances, they ask for your ID. So it don't have to be mandatory, everybody have the ID, because we are homeless people, no ID. They're in the public all the time. So the police go ask them for ID, somebody differently able.
Right.
Somebody who unfortunately didn't check their ID and it expired. Now, on top of that, in 2020, the former PM had spoke about EID. You went to Estonia and you're supposed to have EID for everybody to
I remember
roll out
that.
so you get what become of that? I mean, the 2020 far from 2025. Okay? Right? So that EID, everybody could maybe scan a card or something and know who you are and the history and so forth.
Well, that's an yam seeds we never got clarity on, but nevertheless.
Yeah, that could have rolled up, but never occurred. You know? But everybody have an ID. That should only be applying for people who indulge in the alcohol and the marijuana and the gambling.
All right, no problem.
My opinion.
All right.
Okay? Have a good day.
I think that on the basis of what they're saying, if you look a little deeper into it, like what I just said, a lot of these youth men that join gangs, they do not have an ID. They don't have ID. You understand what I'm saying? So now I'm putting you in a position where you have to go and get a form of identification and you have to carry it on you. You understand? And there's a whole avalanche of things that come with that. So, you know what I mean? When we hold here, processing, fingerprinting, whatever the case might be, it have a lot of, I don't even know, I think it's the Apex system or the AFIX system or something, so it's used for fingerprinting or whatever. Hello, morning. I don't even know where's the depth of that. I'll have to find that out from maybe Greenwich on Wednesday. Yeah, go ahead.
You know, that ID thing could solve a big problem with a lot of child mother and child father. We have children all over the country, and they don't know who their father and mother is. And so they're going to end up hooking up with one another. Next thing you end up marrying your own brother or sister or some kind of thing, you know. You understand? Remember, this whole country, it had child mother, child father spread, like if it's butter, they spread it on a toast. And half of them will be done married into their own brother and sister already because they don't know who it is the father and mother does be. So that could solve that problem. And next thing, remember Fitzgerald Hines? They went across the country and built a set of bus terminal with two galvanized and a wood bench and charger, and say it cost $250,000 in all kind of one-way street where bus and thing do pass.
Yeah.
People,
I remember that.
Yeah. And that wasn't a problem for the country. You putting up a police post to help save people and protect the citizens of Trinidad, and they have a problem with the breaking down that. So this piece, let me tell you something. When you listen to the logics coming from the PNM, you just try to want to understand now people telling you, somebody telling you, hey, you know, the prices in a cemetery really high, you know. And then they're telling you, well, you know, the reason for the prices in the cemetery high is because the rising cost of living. So, you know, our cemetery is dead people, but you're telling me the prices get high because of the cost of living. Have a good morning. Enjoy the rest of the Friday.
Yeah, but no problem. God, Lord of mercy, I tell you, I know. Yeah. Oh, God, Lord, Father, I tell you. I'll take this one and then we'll go to the break. Hello, good morning.
It's Stephan, morning.
Yeah, man.
Stephan, I'm listening to your program and the extent that some people will go to disrupt it. You know what I worried about? I hope the CPEP culture come back with part workers go on the job and gunmen passing and killing them on the job, because we had that at the CPEP.
Yeah.
So I wouldn't like to see that happen, because it has some people who really come out to disrupt that program. You have a pleasant day, man.
Yeah, man, no sin. Yeah, no, I'm telling you, when my brethren called me and he told me, he said, boy, pressure, you know, but again, I headache here, boy, because men now pull up there and threaten my crew and tell them don't come out tomorrow because fellas in the area ain't getting no work and this, that, and the other. So look at that, boy. But that is what became part of the course. So we're going to. hopefully with the changeover, the NPOPs program, which will be, according to the minister, expanded after this budget. Because remember, it was a pilot project, and then after they ran the pilot, they said, okay, we could bring in more people. And she did mention, or she did hint at an expansion of the program. I think it's currently 1,600, a little over 1,684 people employed with the NPOPs program. But that will be expanded. Maybe they'll be doubled. They'll bring in maybe a couple thousand people again, so that they could service the communities a little better. But all in all, I think that if 1,684 people are getting the job done to a certain extent, and you just oppose that to the figures that was hired under the previous program, which had been CPEP, then you could see that you didn't need all them people to do that work. You understand what I'm saying? So that will just speak to the amount of ghosts or the amount of unnecessary persons within the program. My thing is, it still has to be a stepping stone program. I would like to see these programs as a stepping stone to something else, to some sort of independence and stability, even more stability. You know what I mean? But we'll see where that program goes. But at $209 a day, that is way more than what you were getting under CPEP. So you can now budget your money a little better. You could put away a little savings. You could go and study a course. You have a little money to do so. You know what I mean? The extra money in your pocket. You'll see where it goes. All right. We're going to take the break. When we come back from the break, we'll get into the other subject. I just want to revisit. I want to revisit that whole period of that pandemic. There's a reporter that put out a video on social media a couple days ago, because, like I said, what you have right now going on in the public, which is not being it's not being publicized. The media is not carrying it, and I know why they're not carrying it. They don't see it as important. I see it as important, and I'll tell you why it's important that we do not forget periods like that in history, especially when we belong to the era that experienced it, right? But there's a reporter by the name of Fanchon Stinger. I remember her during the pandemic as well. She resigned from her job as a reporter because she would not tell the lies that they were putting before her. She was not going to sit and go and sell that to the public. And she put out a little video there yesterday. I just thought it would be interesting to take a look at it, and maybe a couple others that are circulating, just as a reminder of that period and how nasty and evil and wicked those in media and in governments were to people, right? But we will get to that when we return. Stay tuned. Don't go anywhere.
Welcome to Caribbean Tourist Villa, your home away from home in the heart of Port of Spain. With over 25 years of trusted hospitality, Caribbean Tourist Villa has been a reliable choice for both business professionals and vacationers. Our guest rooms are thoughtfully equipped with all the essentials for a relaxing and productive stay, and our tranquil pool area is perfect for relaxation after a busy day. We've created the ideal space for you to relax, recharge, and enjoy. Give us a call to book your stay today.
If you want to be a better chef at home or advance your professional career, Chef Shiraz Culinary Academy is the best place to be. Some of the courses that we offer here at the Academy: Creative National Cuisine 1 and 2, Baking and Pastry 1 and 2, Kids Summer Cooking Classes, one-day classes at the workshop. We have Asian cooking classes and certificate in culinary arts, food lovers and professionals.
Start your culinary journey today with us at the Chef Shiraz Culinary Academy.
At Adams Optical, we care for your vision with everything from stylish frames, contact lenses, and sunglasses, starting at just $595, to advanced eye care services. We also diagnose and manage conditions like glaucoma and cataracts with our in-house ophthalmologist. Additional services include OCT, VFT, and cataract surgeries. Visit us at San Fernando, Chaguanas, or Rio Claro.
Concerned about the safety and security of your property? Then look no further. At Electromatic Gate Systems, they specialize in fabrication of gates, fencing, and much more. They also provide remote control access for sliding and swing gates and garage doors for residential, commercial, and industrial use. Have a design in mind? They can fabricate and motorize it into reality. Why choose them? They supply Italian-made motors backed by 10 years warranty, and you can ask about their lifetime warranty packages. Electromatic Gate Systems remains the sole authorized distributor for ProfoundNet throughout the Caribbean. Don't compromise your security. Contact them today at 333-GATE. That is 333-4283. Find them on Google, Facebook, Instagram, and TikTok, or visit their website at www.electromaticgates.com. Their team is standing by to assist.
Master Ganesh Bhargav offers powerful guidance for all kinds of life problems, doubts, confusion, protection needs, and clarity. His astrology practice comes from a powerful ancestral tribal lineage with over 500 years of astrological and spiritual practice. Bhargavji does not dominate or pressure clients. Instead, he focuses on fixing problems with care and balance. His reunion love spells and death reversal spells are designed to restore harmony and provide lifetime protection. This is not individual effort alone, but collective spiritual power working for you. Many clients notice strong positive changes within a few sessions. Call +1 868 347 2350.
Welcome back to Breaking Dawn, man. I never realized that was a chess piece, you know. It's a pawn. And they have a king on the other side. They have a queen too? No, the knight. It's a knight. I didn't realize it was chess pieces, you know. Wow. Yeah, they have a knight. Yeah, boy. You know, I was going good on set diet, you know. Set boy, I tell you, boy, when I have to travel, I had 3 to 4 weeks to get ready for New York. Because I'm telling you straight, when I reach out in New York, nothing is stopping me from eating pizza. All right? But I had to get back on my diet, but I was feeling so good, boy. I lose so much weight, boy. I was feeling real, you know, man. I ain't lying. Set your diet right up. I get that. It right up. Big up yourself. And I'm back on it. Yesterday I ate two it's expensive though, boy. I ate 2 ribeye steak and 6 eggs. But I ate once yesterday. That was a full meal. Huh? This morning I ate about 5 boiled eggs. I'll eat about 5 boiled eggs this morning, and later on I'll figure out what I'm doing. I'd eat 1.5 to 2 pounds of meat a day. Red meat. Right? And about 8 to 12 eggs a day. Yeah? It's a hard diet to stick to, boy. That's why I couldn't maintain it when I went outside, because now that is not for you, that is specific to me and my body and the needs that my body, right, based on my blood work and everything, that is based on something. So don't go listening to me here this morning and saying, let me go and do 8 to 12 eggs and 1.5 to 2 pounds of meat, right? That mightn't be what is required for you. Let me just put that out there. But talking about Seth Weil aboard, he does have the Holistic Health Clinic, and I want to remind you about it because I'm telling you, his diet is working. I have to get back on it. What happened when I went away, I just couldn't keep it up based on the meals that I was getting and that kind of thing. And I tried to stay away from the sugars, but I put back on some weight here, which I now have to get rid of. But you could check out Seth and the Holistic Health Clinic. Stop managing a disease, start reversing it. And it is drug-free, supplement-free, root cause healing through nutritional therapy. And while it's about reversing disease, he also has diet plans as well. Remember, he deals with this through nutrition and root cause. So book an appointment today, 279-3935 or 761-1952. All right, make sure check him out. Give him a call and you can order his book, You Are Not Sick, You Are Malnourished. You can pick up the book at RIK bookstores nationwide, Nelson's in Tobago, Amazon, or a digital copy is available on Gumroad. So make sure and check him out, Seth while aboard. Seth, we'll see you on Tuesday. And I also want to remind you about Chef Shiraz. He has the food costing, restaurant and catering operations. The food costing, restaurant and catering operations. It's a one-day workshop, and it takes place at Ramsing Plaza in Chagonas. And the date for this is the 22nd of August from 10 a.m. to 3 p.m. All you need to do is give Chef a call or WhatsApp him on 3724-639 or 7375097. Now, you will learn about menu writing, cost and quality control, purchasing, profit and loss, food yield testing, shopping list creation, wastage control, portion control, and much more. So this is a terrific course for you guys to get in on, especially since you're getting a certificate of participation. Workshop material and refreshments will be provided. Do not waste the opportunity. Get there, register, and move. This is all part of moving forward in the culinary art industry. Okay? Very important course. All right. It was earlier this week, because over the weekend, like I mentioned earlier this week, that Anthony Fauci went before a congressional hearing and refused to answer the questions. He pled the fifth 111 times or thereabouts. And he says it, when pleading the fifth, with such ease that it's almost insulting to the people that suffered during that period of time. But there was a reporter out of the US by the name of Fanchon Stinger, and she eventually resigned her job. And she said, no, I'm not going to do this. And I just want to run a few clips as a reminder to you that legacy media, right, and programming is a serious thing. That term programming is a very serious thing. And conventional or legacy media is perfect at it, because they create these personalities that you attach yourself to, much like you attach yourself to me. And maybe some of you will sit at home and say, well, Stephan, why I must trust you? And you'd be in your right to question that. But if you're questioning why you should trust me, you should also question why you should trust them. Right? Because there was a period in our time, not too long ago. I know we're in 2026 and people want to forget about it, but I will not. And I will not, because when I was telling you, people ain't dying from a COVID-19 virus, They're dying because of the protocols that they have to be subjected to when going to the hospital. They're dying because they're not being given the proper medication. They're dying because they're being refused dialysis. And they have a kidney problem. And they sit in the hospital for 2 or 3 weeks, and the kidney problem gets worse. They can't get dialysis, and they die. And they they died from COVID. And all of that adds to things, to the numbers now, in order to fearmonger, to scare you, right? So the treatment that people were given was false. The information was false. They sold an agenda that many people still mentally damaged from. If you go certain places in Trinidad and Tobago, you will observe that you still see people wearing a mask. Anyone all ever see that? That is the mental damage that they've done to people. Some people I see a lady walking through the mall wearing a mask and our face shield. And I look at her and I say, wow, and I just shake my head. And while many of us have moved on and recovered, there are those who were given a vaccine and they have permanent injuries. When I spoke about this earlier this week, I got a message from somebody whom I know, who watches my program every morning. I will not call their name, but I never knew that this happened to them because they kept it so quiet. But they went and they took the shot and there were complications. Complications that affect them up to today, that they have not recovered from. And they have to live out the rest of their life with those complications that occurred after taking the jab. That is the damage that was done. And for some people, we must move on from that. No, we must never forget the deceitful nature of media and media personalities and leaders. And one little guy by the name of Anthony Fauci, who destroyed millions of lives, if not billions, who shut down schools, gave advice to shut down schools, advice that they followed here, that isolated you from your friends and your family, about social distancing, telling you to go and hide in your cupboard and under your bed. Yeah? So we mustn't forget these things. It happened. And there are people who sit in positions that I sit in with more resources than me. And if I could have found the truth on my own, doing my own research with the limited resources that I had, they could have done far better, but they didn't. Because money talk, and once money talking, your life don't matter to them. So we're going to run through a few clips here, just as a reminder. And we'll come back and take some calls or whatever. Open up the phone line. It's Friday morning. Run me the first one on legacy media.
How did Anthony Fauci use his media platform to mislead you, your family, and basically the whole world? Well, he did it by using...
This first video here, this is from the reporter that resigned. This is Fanchon Springer. All right? Run it now. Yeah, go ahead.
So how did Anthony Fauci use his media platform to mislead you, your family, and basically the whole world? Well, he did it by using the media to omit critical life-saving information. Let's start with this.
The same day you say there's no evidence, there was all kinds of evidence. You had a interview on CNN on August 29th of 2021, where again, I just don't want to take time to find the exact quote, but you said there's no evidence. There's no evidence that ivermectin is helpful. On that exact same day, and I've got the studies right here. There was a website that was tracking the random controlled studies. Here they are, showing 60-70% efficacy of ivermectin. The same day you say there's no evidence, there was all kinds of evidence.
And you weren't told that by the media, were you? That data, it was there the whole time. And those of us who knew it, who were studying it, they wouldn't let us report it. In fact, here's how it happened. I was anchoring a newscast that very same month, and we had a story on ivermectin. When I read through the script of the story on the set, there was critical information that was missing. There was no mention that ivermectin studies showed 67% effectiveness. There was no mention that doctors were prescribing it more and more because it was working. There was no mention that ivermectin was causing the COVID rates to drastically drop in other countries. And there was no mention that ivermectin got the Nobel Prize for Medicine because of its safety, and it got that award in 2015. I added all of those points to the script to make sure the story was balanced and it had actual facts with the other side. What was there was only a doctor who said he wouldn't use ivermectin on his patients, and there was a lady who was standing next to a horse saying that ivermectin was used on her horses and she would never use it on people. Again, no mention of the studies you just saw or the fact that people were actually suing hospitals at that point, forcing the hospitals to use ivermectin to save their loved ones because hospitals were refusing to use it. After I added the facts and the balance of that story, I got the surprise of my career. I'm telling you, this has never happened to me in my career. My news director came into the studio at that point and he asked, "Why did you change the script?" I told him I changed it because it was not balanced and there were facts that were missing in the story. It was misleading. "It's been changed," he said, "and you will read what's in the prompter." He looked at me and he pointed his finger. He said, "You will read what's in the prompter." First thing out of my mouth, "No, I will not." He said, "You will read what's in the prompter." I said, "No, I will not." I said, "Someone else could read the story, but it is not going to be me, because if I read that story, I'd be responsible for omitting information." And that was one of many battles that I had in that newsroom. And guess what? Sadly, someone else did read that story that day, 3 times. So here's the question. Why didn't they want you to know about ivermectin? Let's break it down. The shot was released, if you'll remember, on an emergency authorization order. In order to do that, there cannot be any other drug on the market that would be effective against COVID. Ivermectin was effective against COVID. And now we all know that Fauci actually doubled his wealth during COVID, and the drug companies, they made big dollars on forcing people to take a shot that we also now know is still killing people. And it was also on that day that I knew I wouldn't be there for much longer, because I was not going to allow the gifts and the talents that God gave me to be used to mislead people, because I'm accountable to one God. It took a while, but light always.
You see, fortunately for me, we do have a newsroom. So nobody couldn't walk in here and tell Stephan Reis, "Don't put that information out there." Understand? Fortunately for me, Synergy TV is owned and managed by persons that have given me a lot of leeway. Right? And I remember during that period, I tell you, General Manager, if I'm wrong, I will resign. Take me off here. I'll go and walk taxi. You dig? You see, I do have a newsroom for people to run in here and feed me part of a story. When I come and I do this job, it ain't nobody coming to hand me nothing on that morning and say, "Hey, there's your programming." You understand? I am the producer. I am the host. The orator. Whatever you want to call me. Right? So everything I present here is based on my information gathering or research and my understanding of that research based on context. Right? You must apply context to anything that you have read. Any statement, any line, anything. There's always context to us. Context is what gives you the story and the truth. And if you leave out the context, then it is propaganda. I remember telling some members of my family about ivermectin. They said, "Boy, you matter what it is, get out of horses." Because why? They trust CNN, MSNBC, ABC, and the rest of the media that was selling you false information and misleading you more than me. Because who's me? Who's me? I Stephan Reis from Trinidad and Tobago. I on Synergy TV. I go believe he? And then these big people out there in jacket and tie that sit down behind a desk in the jacket and the tie, so that's smiling and they don't rub the nose when they're on TV and thing. and they're telling me otherwise? You dig? But kudos to that reporter. I remember her during the pandemic. I remember her standing up and pushing back. And what she said there is true. For them to vaccinate you, it had to be on the premise that there is no drug that exists that is effective against whatever they want to vaccinate you for. So they discredited ivermectin, they discredited hydroxychloroquine, azithromycin, and the combination of the two, azithromycin and hydroxychloroquine. When we ask the questions about, wait now, how come it are no pneumonia cases? There was X amount of pneumonia cases on average that you get globally for the year. But in the years of the pandemic, there was 0. So they wanted you to believe that pneumonia disappeared. So a lot of people got pneumonia and they didn't get the proper treatment for it because they were telling you this is what you had to take because you are COVID. And they want you to forget that. They want me to forget that. They want me to forget it had a little girl, it had a young girl named Alicia Sibaran. And Dr. Rajiv Sriram could name the rest. He knows their names off the top of his head, but I will never, Alicia Sibaran's name will be forever etched in my memory. And they want me to forget that? Lord. I refuse to forget that. I refuse. And I'm going to make a statement here. I hope that people like Fauci and those here locally, all of them who before PWAC right now, right, answering questions on the pharmaceutical industry and the monopolizing of it and the mad amount of money that a small group of people was making, right? I just want to say to all those people that were involved, all the media people across the world that was involved in selling that agenda that killed people, that damaged people, I hope every last one of you burn in hell. I really do. I hope it have a hell. I hope it have a Satan. I hope Satan as evil as the teacher that he is. And I hope that hell is as hot as they say it is. And I hope all you end up there. Run me the next clip. Well, you go understand why now. Run to me.
Why are you saying that?
Because that was the job of CNN.
Okay.
Was to put the
stop.
chyrons up about how many people are
We were trying to we were listening to the leaders in this country. Yes,
you were part of the problem.
No, I wasn't part of the problem.
There was absolute press malpractice.
But I'm not debating this with you.
Of course you won't.
No, because I'm not debating.
All you know how to do is repeat things that people told you and say, trust the experts. That's what you did during COVID. Now we know that Anthony Fauci, who was the expert, was lying about everything, about masks, about social distancing, about natural immunity, about the transmission from the vaccine, about the source of COVID. He was lying, and you were punishing people for not trusting the experts. And now you're rolling out the experts again to talk about something that you have no personal knowledge of.
I didn't want to take the vaccine, but I took it. Millions of other people didn't want to take the vaccine, but we took it. Why? Because there was a mandate that was handed down. And if we weren't willing to meet that mandate, our jobs, our livelihoods, if not compromised in a very significant way, would be completely stripped from us. But there were others who had the courage to say, bump that.
Yeah, and millions of people injured. You know, he lied about masks, he lied about social distancing, he lied about the transmission, he lied about natural immunity, he lied about the capacity, as you just said, of the vaccine to prevent infection. He got vaccinated, a very, very public press conference in January of 2020. And then 5 months later, he had, and this is the first time that we knew this from the diary, he had a pulmonary infarction, which is one of the adverse events that NIH, CDC, and FDA said are expected from the vaccine. He never told anybody.
So what is the lesson here? What are we learning from this? Maybe moving forward, we ask questions. Whenever we see a mass campaign for anything moving forward, we question who benefits the most from this. We follow the money. We ask ourselves, do these people love us? Do they care about us? Because if they did, then why isn't it thorough? Why are there so many chemicals in our foods that are banned in other countries? Huh? Why are there so many damaging chemicals in all of our products? Maybe we start to see that this is a well-organized machine and all the players are on the same team. And as easy as it is to gloat about not taking the vax, we have to have compassion for people that did. A lot of people really did it from their heart. They did it from a really pure place. Like they wanted to do the right thing. This is a collective moment, an opportunity for us to come together, right? Realize that we were all bamboozled and to allow the veil to be lifted from our eyes together and never allow something like this to happen again. We're waking up and we're remembering.
You were staring.
Yeah. Steve Smith apologized to Kyrie Irving on his podcast this week because they went in hard on Kyrie Irving. Kyrie Irving refused to take the vaccine and he paid the price. The franchise he was playing for deducted millions of dollars from his deal. I don't think he could have played home games because in the state of New York, you had to take it. So there were only certain games that he could play. He was just like me. The kind of things I went through, right? He was looked down on. People made derogatory comments. Made him a laughing stock of the NBA because he refused to take it. You understand? I remember I went to Maraval during that period of time. And a lady walked up to me with a mask on and, well, fitted out. She said, "You the anti-vax man?" I say, "Yeah, ma'am, if that's what they want to call me." And I went on my way, you know what I mean? But, you know, that's just things that we went through at that period of time, people who were standing for the truth. Because I think we forget what they said about the unvaccinated, you know. All the late night talk show hosts like Jimmy Kimmel, yeah, who said that they should leave unvaccinated people to die. And people that still follow that man and listen to him. I hope he burns in the fires that hell have to. All of them. Or we have a special place. A special place for all of you. Yeah, run me that one now with the unvaccinated. Let me remind people what it said about people who wanted to stand up and say, "No, I'm not doing that."
It is the unvaccinated who are the problem, period, end of story.
The only people that you can blame, this isn't shaming, this is the truth. Maybe they should be shamed, but the unvaccinated.
It's time to start blaming the unvaccinated folks, not the regular folks.
Anyone you came into contact with will blame you, as will the rest of us who have done the right thing by getting vaccinated.
Because frankly, we know that we can't trust the unvaccinated.
I think it's time to get our moral house in order, Anderson. It's the unvaccinated who are the threat.
All the vaccinated folks are going to start wearing masks to protect the unvaccinated folks. It's called a Christian value. You're basically punishing the vaccinated for the sins of the unvaccinated. People are not behaving honorably. The unvaccinated are basically saying, well, it's open season for me. I can do whatever I want as well.
The unvaccinated are basically beating their breasts, running around the country saying, we don't care, we're living free, and so forth.
We've been patient, but our patience is wearing thin.
Unvaccinated, a group that includes children and people acting like children. And the rest of us are starting to get pissed off.
The vaccinated feel the unvaccinated are making me upset or angry.
This is not about freedom or personal choice.
Well, my freedom is being kind of disturbed here. No, screw your freedom.
The other day, Howard Stern weighed in with a much different approach. Take a look.
When are we going to stop putting up with the idiots in this country and just say, it's mandatory to get vaccinated? Their freedom.
But you're treading on our freedom and you're making Other people say you're killing other people. The anti-vaxxers, they seem to have a thing for death and home remedies.
The anti-maskers turned anti-vaxxers are not just putting their own lives at risk. If that was the issue, we could just say that we can watch them compete to win place or show in the Darwin Awards.
We have to start doing things for the greater good of society and not for idiots who think that they can do their own research.
And don't get me started on the lunatics who won't take any of the COVID vaccines.
Life is too short to be an ass. Life is way too short to be ignorant of the promise of something that is helping people worldwide.
Maybe you're doing it because you're disconnected or disorganized. Maybe you have some sympathetic psychological reasons. But maybe you're just being antisocial.
We've been patient, but our patience is wearing thin. And your refusal has cost all of us.
People who are incubators for every variant to come, walking around lawfully unvaccinated? That's psychotic.
For the unvaccinated, you're looking at a winter of severe illness and death. For yourselves, your families, and the hospitals you may soon overwhelm.
About this, in a world of threats and tyrants and terror, you know what our biggest enemy is in America? Our fellow Americans.
They are the ones that are propagating this outbreak.
Being frustrated that there is still a percentage of the population who are not vaccinated.
I wish that he would go further to restrict the activities of the unvaccinated.
Vaccinated person having a heart attack? Yes, come right on in. We'll take care of you. Unvaccinated guy who gobbled horse goo? Rest in peace, Wheezy.
It is the
The crowd clapped that, you know. Anyway, I just wanted to remind all you the nasty nature of those people that you're watching. Just remember, they're there to sell agendas, eh? They ain't there to tell you the truth all the time. Because money talks. You know? And, you know, somebody asked me just to repeat what I said yesterday. As I go to the break, I'll do that. They say, Stephan, I think it fly over people's head. Yesterday I said, and I got this from a comedian in the United States, and it made so much sense to me. In life, you only have two things to worry about. Whether you're going to be healthy or you're going to get sick. And if you're healthy, you have nothing to worry about. But if you get sick, you have two things to worry about. And those two things are whether you're going to get better or you're going to get worse. And if you get better, you ain't got nothing to worry about. But if you get worse, you have two things to worry about. And that's whether you're going to live or you're going to die. If you live, you have nothing to worry about. But if you die, well, you have two things to worry about. It's, are you going to heaven or are you going to hell? And if you go to heaven, you have nothing to worry about. But if you go to hell, you have two things to worry about. Original or spicy. And I said that yesterday, and somebody messaged me said, hey, you have to repeat it again, you know. And you know, all in all, that is the ultimate two things that people worry about, whether you're going to heaven or whether you're going to hell. And you live your life accordingly. You're not going to be perfect. You're not going to be right all the time. I am not an expert in everything. But you try to live your life as honest as you can and in the best way possible. You know? I said the truth matters, and it does. Right? But you try to live your life along a certain guide, with certain guidelines that, you know, when you close your eye, you hope that you enter the kingdom of heaven. For those who are religious and they believe in God, and whichever religion you believe in, whichever promised land you hope to go to, that is, you know, that's along the lines of the religion that you believe, right? So you hope that you end up there, because nobody wants to go to hell, right? Nobody wants to go to hell. You understand? There are people who acquire money and they try to buy their way into heaven. So they've been bad, you know. They've been bad. They've done bad things in their life, but they come into money and they realize, but wait now, aging, boy, I'm going to close my eye just now. I run out of time. So you know what happen? Let me do this good, and let me do that good, and let me do this good, and they try to make up for all the bad things that they did, trying to buy their way into heaven. I don't know if you could. I don't know if you can't. All I know is this. I will continue to live my life as honest as I can, doing as much good as I can, and for as long as I am here, I will give you the truth. I will give you facts. That is all I could do. And I will give it to you regardless of whatever pressure. Because I will never forget, I worked Synergy TV, and the head of our next newsroom in our next media house get my number, call my phone, and tell me to stop saying what I saying. I will never forget that. Anyway, I'll take the break. When we come back, we'll take some phone calls right up to the top and wrap things up. Don't go anywhere. Breaking On will continue after this.
At Adams Optical, we care for your vision with everything from stylish frames, contact lenses, and sunglasses, starting at just $595, to advanced eye care services. We also diagnose and manage conditions like glaucoma and cataracts with our in-house ophthalmologist. Additional services include OCT, VFT, and cataract surgeries. Visit us at San Fernando, Chaguanas, or Rio Claro.
Every day, we're expected to show up for each other, for ourselves. What people don't see is everything that keeps us going. Because staying in the game isn't about one big moment. It's about showing up again and again and again.
Welcome to Car City Trading, your #1 supply of brand new Korean auto parts. Come on down to lot number 78, Bamboo Settlement number 2, Valsain, between the hours of 8 a.m. and 5 p.m. Monday to Friday, and 8 a.m. to 2 p.m. on Saturday to get your Hyundai and Kia vehicular needs. Car City Trading has everything your vehicle needs, from a brand new head and blocks to engine parts, transmissions, suspension parts, body parts, electrical parts, braking system, AC system, even the smallest sensor, and much more. WhatsApp us today at 704-2246 or call us at 645-2603 and let us be your car parts solution. Be sure to find us on Facebook, Instagram, and TikTok, and look out for our monthly deals and promotions. Car City Trading, quality products at unbeatable prices.
Concerned about the safety and security of your property? Then look no further. At Electromatic Gate Systems, they specialize in fabrication of gates, fencing, and much more. They also provide remote control access for sliding and swing gates and garage doors for residential, commercial, and industrial use. Have a design in mind? They can fabricate and motorize it into reality. Why choose them? They supply Italian-made motors backed by 10 years warranty, and you can ask about their lifetime warranty packages. Electromatic Gate Systems remains the sole authorized distributor for ProfoundNet throughout the Caribbean. Don't compromise your security. Contact them today at 333-GATE. That is 333-4283. Find them on Google, Facebook, Instagram, and TikTok, or visit their website at www.electromaticgates.com. Their team is standing by to assist.
Attention all bakers, doubles vendors, roti makers. Try Chic Leisha high quality, unbleached, bromate free, all purpose and whole wheat flour. Bleached flour and bromate flour is treated with chemicals that can cause cancer, and this is banned in Europe and many other countries. Chic Leisha flour offers a healthier option, being that it's unbleached and bromate free. It also has a finer grain and a softer texture, lower priced and conveniently packaged in 2 pound, 2 kg, 10 kg, and 25 kg bags. Available at groceries and supermarkets. For wholesale and retail prices, contact Chic Leisha Limited at 665-3336 or 480-8715, or visit them at Warrenville, Canupia. Chic Leisha Limited, quality you can trust.
Eden Heights Clinic is one of the most advanced state-of-the-art alternative clinics in the Caribbean. They offer a dynamic combination of life-changing treatments, including prednisone therapy, live blood analysis, halotherapy, limb backing, nutritional programs, colon hydrotherapy, weight loss programs, oxygen baths, and more. Their professional doctors, Drs. Carlos Navarro, Bronwyn Navarro, and Brian Thompson provide consultation services in areas of diabetes detox programs, arthritis, sports injuries, heart disease, high blood pressure, persons suffering with knee, shoulder, and back pain. At Eden Heights Clinic, they understand that your health is your wealth. Get in touch with them to determine which service is the right choice for you. Visit them at any one of their 3 locations at 13 Montague Avenue, Twin City, at 41 Ramsaran Street, Shoguanas, or give them a call at 640-8985 or 613-7571, or send them a WhatsApp to 493-9196. Eden Heights Clinic is your right choice.
So we're back on Breaking Now. We're going to go to the phone lines, 327-7400. You're welcome to call. Anything you want to talk about this morning, you can talk about. You know, just now they reminded me, they say, you can't remember when the government doggy tell you, if you and your family driving in that car, everybody had to wear a mask. Everybody living in the same house, you know. But if you coming out of your car with your wife and your 2 children, everybody had to put a mask. Oh God, hey, yo, I telling you, boy, this place was really bad, boy, you know. Sometimes when you think of somebody thinks that'll be a comedy, you know, boy. Morning.
Fun. You had the clip with the Maximan, boy? With the interview? Through COVID time, boy?
The what?
The clip with the Maximan with the interview. COVID time, they interview him.
With the Maximan? No, boy, I gotta go back and look for that, boy.
And the man say, who there, who in there?
Yeah.
I know people, they was against it too, you know?
Yeah.
And after people realize, wait now, like the man talking the right thing, because they only open the back in place and closing the back, open the back and close the back.
Yeah, that's highlight, eh? Because look back at some of them things and laugh, you know, boy, but it's serious thing, boy. They really had people mentally destroyed, boy. They destroy people mentally.
But to me, I was thinking that I'd be longer than that, you know. And I think it's more than 5 years that last, you know. They really moving with now.
Yeah, but it couldn't last longer because they couldn't hold that narrative. The narrative started to fall apart.
And the charging if you're going out on vaccinated place and all kind of thing. I think
safe zones, we now talking about that. We now talking about safe zone. Man put stick on the business place, you can't enter if you're vaccinated and all kind of thing.
But people used to buy the car and thing too, man, photocopying the car and kind of shit.
It's true, we don't talk about that vaccine card. But you know.
But I wonder how they used to do that, boy, with the car and thing. How they used to know if it, you know? Because that's so much, you know? I know.
Yeah. Alright, cool. Now, but I know, I can tell you. They had a little racket running with that. People was getting vaccine card. You pay $1,500 and get a vaccine card. A man come and offer me that. I say, boy, me and I ain't taking no, me want that. I ain't taking no vaccine and I ain't more the card. Morning. Tell me about if you want to go to a bar, you could buy the vaccine. I don't need to go to a bar, Breads. I don't need to go to a bar to go and sit down and drink a beer. I'm not that desperate. Morning.
Stephan, good morning. I remembered on January 14th, 2022, I could never forget this. My mother collapsed and I took her to a private hospital somewhere in St. Augustine. And they treated that woman like if she had leper. They wouldn't touch her. They did all these COVID tests on her, which were negative. The doctor still wouldn't come and attend to her because they said it could be a false negative. And I asked them, I said, but why all they do all this at a test to charge me? I'm not paying a cent.
Yeah.
I had to lift her up and put her back in the car, you know. They wouldn't come, they wouldn't touch her. And this was a private place, you know, you're paying your money, and that is how they treated you. And she did not have any COVID. She did not have, well, she passed away eventually, but she did not have COVID, you know?
Right.
So that was really a tough time for everybody. Okay,
I'm telling you.
One thing I want to ask you. They're talking about safe zone, and if you're in your car, you have to wear a mask and all this other thing. But the same nurses who were attending to the COVID patients, how were they going home? They wasn't jumping in a maxi and going home after? Okay, I go on.
Cooler scene. But I remember all kind of bad things during that period of time. I tried to find a clip here, the clip where when the Alsing and them were saying, oh, we have a set of unvaccinated people in the hospital and causing the and I went through the statistics and I used 3 bottled water. I tried to find the clip here. Morning. It's somewhere on TikTok, you know.
Morning.
Yeah.
Morning. Well, I think I even make inside running around like a horse. Anyway. the word mandatory is a difficult word. You see, when we're talking about, I talk about the ID card business now. When you're 16-year-old, it means that we must have a form of ID now in order to walk the streets. Mandatory means that they are charged will come with it. The same way when you're driving, and you don't have a driver's permit, there's a charge for not having a driver's permit.
Right.
So we need to look at that carefully to understand what is the downside of that. So there is nothing wrong with walking an ID card. It's a positive thing, but it will come with a charge if you don't have a form of ID.
Okay.
That is one issue. The other issue now, the Prime Minister talk about these places for these safe zones or whatever. That's it. Where they put up these posts, these police posts and everything.
Yeah.
The mayor of Tunapuna would have heard the news and know everything. I agree that yes, you must have a procedure for things to happen and trial. But he could have done that behind closed doors and allow them to finish build what they was building. But he flexed the muscles and say he had to cross the dots and cross the T's and dots the I's. So that means that whoever is doing it going forward need to do this thing now because we don't want this thing to fall by the wayside. It is important for our safety. And these things happen well. Now, I want to tell you something now. I listen to you carefully and I was very cautious not to call the local people, Dr. Rowley and D.L. Singh and the medical people here. They go burn you out.
Who? If they go what?
They go burn you out. You're talking about hell.
Nah, they can't burn me.
Yeah, include them in the thing to them, man. These people here had me under these things.
Well, I think that goes without
vaccinated.
I think that goes without saying. When I made a statement across the board, I hope all of them.
Yeah. According to them, if you were vaccinated, what you had to fear? The people who were vaccinated can't infect you.
Yeah, exactly.
So you had nothing to fear. So that was a false narrative. But at the same time, it's Big Pharma and people are calling in while Fauci taking the licks. It's Bill Gates and these fellas who control the pharmaceuticals. They are the ones who push this narrative, and they infect countries, not just groups of people, entire countries that have fallen in line.
Yeah.
And that was the whole order, and this is why the World Health Organization, they and all have to be pulled in, and if there are charges, they have to get rid of them too.
Exactly.
But that's a long conversation. We're going to talk again. But
yeah, man.
Where's Chef? Where's Chef?
Nah, Chef coming in next week.
All right, I find all your hand until looking a little skinny now. As you come back, they want me eat something now. Little doubles and thing in the meantime.
Yeah, man.
Have a good weekend, man.
You too. Nice one. Yeah, I mean, listen, it goes without saying. I mean, let me tell you something, I lose my YouTube channel, Dread. I lose my YouTube channel. Thousands of subscribers, YouTube pull me down. And I can't sue them. Morning. I want to do the video here, boy.
Hey, morning.
Yeah, morning.
Not
fully.
Stephan, what I find most interested is that the COVID, with all this thing going on, that vaccine is still available all over the world. This argument, this will go on. This argument, vaccine and anti-vaxxers and vaxxers, who pro and who not, that has been going on before COVID. I mean, people was against measles vaccine, they was against polio vaccine, and no doubt, COVID is going to be one of the biggest arguments perpetuating for years. The vaccine is still available. I remember a lady.
You take it? You took it?
But when I see my MP for Sapari, I take it. I went and take it.
You took the vaccine?
Yeah, when I see my MP for
Right.
Superior take it, I
Which
won't take it.
vaccine you take?
But I know she,
I ain't ask you who you see take it. I ask you if you take it.
the same one my MP went and take. I was cautious about it.
Which one is that? Which one is that?
Up in the Nagar.
The Nagar is a vaccine? I ask you which vaccine you take.
The same one.
Oh,
my
so you
MP
don't,
take.
what you're trying to
So,
tell me? You don't know what vaccine you take?
I just went and I just went and follow what she took.
I ain't think you really know who you're talking to on this subject matter. Eh? I really don't think, because I know you start watching the program after UNC win the election. So I just letting you know.
What are you saying?
The person that you're talking to right now on this subject matter is a totally different monster. This ain't Akash Samaru and them. You could go and talk that with them. I ask you a simple question. What vaccine you take? I ain't ask you who you see take the vaccine. I ain't ask you which body vaccine was distributed. I ask you which vaccine you took. That's what I ask you.
You just interrogate me.
I'm not interrogating you. I'm asking you a simple question. Did you take the vaccine? You say, after I see my MP for Superior take it, I take it. I say, which vaccine you take? You say, after I see my MP from Superior take it. So unless after my MP from Superior take it is the name of one of the vaccines, or by the Nagar is the name of a vaccine, you ain't answer my question yet. All I ask is what vaccine you take.
The same one she took.
Have a good morning. Have a good morning. Let me tell Sulia boy something. You know why I tell you about good morning? Because they go say I cut him off. Eh? I ain't cut you off. I give you several opportunities to answer a simple question. Which vaccine did you take? You know why I was gonna, you know why I asked you that? You're calling. Here why you're calling. Let me tell you why you calling. Let me tell you how good I know all you. You calling to try and justify somehow the government at that time, which was the PNM government, and the mandates that they gave out, that they put out. You trying to justify that, and in trying to justify that, right? Because you feel like you had to justify it. Because it's a PNM UNC thing for him now. So you have to mention when you see your MP for Superior take it, you went and take it. But you can't tell me, and I ain't disputing that with you. Plenty of them took it on both sides. And I'm saying to you, I'm just asking you a simple question. Which vaccine did you take? And you can't even tell me the name of the vaccine. The same one she take. You can't say if it was Sinopharm, Pfizer, Moderna, Johnson & Johnson. It's a simple thing. You had one vaccine that was not an mRNA vaccine out of all. The Pfizer was mRNA. The Moderna was mRNA, Johnson & Johnson was mRNA. That was the one shot, right? The issue with those mRNA vaccines is that when you talk about, oh, people had a problem with polio, you're trying to justify nonsense. People have always had a problem with vaccines, but a lot of them were properly researched and implemented over a period of time where you had certain clinical research that was done. These vaccines, that did not occur. This was a new type of vaccine that was not properly tested, that they were trying to inject people with. There is a difference. And in case you want to know, because like I tell you, you know who you're talking to on this subject matter. I used to tell people which vaccine to take. And I told them take the Sinopharm, because the Sinopharm was a natural vaccine, like a polio vaccine and things like that. It was created in the same way, around the same lines. It was different to the mRNA vaccines, which were different technology or a different type of science, and so on and so forth, that were not properly tested. But it was trying to push that. It was a money-making thing for them. There's no justification in doing things like that. So don't try to use polio as some sort of counter-argument to people always have and the vaccine's still on the market. Who taking it? If the vaccine's still on the market, and you want to justify it so much, go and take your 4th shot, or your 3rd shot, or the 2nd shot. I don't know how much shot you might have take. Let me tell you something. It has certain subject matters. I know what I'm telling you. The OPVs is one. Don't even try to debate that with me or argue that with me. You see, COVID-19, don't even think about it. Don't come with them stupid argument. Because I will tell you have a good morning. Especially when you can answer a simple question. And if you was watching this program, and you know this program, and you was watching this program during the pandemic, you would know that you ought not to pick up the phone and come at me on that subject matter in no jokey manner. Morning.
Stephan, morning. How are you good?
Yeah, man.
You know, was the man top your head in a day?
No, you're not in my head. No. Hold on. Let me stop you. He's not in my head.
Yeah.
Let me, you see, he embarrassed himself because you're asking a simple question and can't answer it. That is typical of people who want to debate you, but they have no argument.
No,
you understand what I'm telling you? They have no argument.
You have to realize people like them fellas have no shame. Remember, that is the PNM education talking to you there, you know, so they have no shame, man. As far as they're concerned, what them say is Bible, you know.
No, but
because you keep
forgetting,
asking man over and over and over, yeah.
Forgetting all of that.
Man over and over, yeah.
Forgetting all of that, right? When I spoke about, you see me run any clip there with the Alsing and them?
No.
Right. So at no point in time, during my commentary on that segment there that we just ran, did I run anything local?
Nope.
No Abdul Richards, no Parasram, no Rowley, no the Alsing telling you, well, use a piece of cloth now and put it over your face. You ain't see me run none of that. I run all the international media reports. You know why? Because the international media reports are the ones that was misguiding people the most, and our government would have been taking directives from bigger heads.
Correct.
And they would have been following suit. Good? So they would have been followers, not leaders. They was following. And in following, in following, they run the whole country down the wrong road. Except for us who are standing our ground. So for him to even call in and try to politicize it from a local standpoint, it's just like the fella before. He noticed that. He said, well, I ain't hear you call Rowley and all of them names, you know. And I said, well, I'd rather call them names. It's, you know, it automatically implied. I'd rather sit down here and call nobody name. I chose not to go that route. But he want to come now and talk. Well, when I see my MP from Separi, I take it. Boy, you're a joker, boy.
No, yeah, but I don't want to be an idiot, because at the end of the day, you ask the man a simple question and the man cannot answer a simple question.
Yeah, but the subject is the subject. But quality subject matter is one where he might know, but I was well in the know with people who suffered severe injuries, people who get heart attack due to blood clotting, people who get paralyzed from the neck down and eventually committed suicide, people who suffer with stroke and all kind of problems from these vaccines that they take, boy. So don't call up play no games with me with that.
But Stephan, the young lady who committed suicide, her family, her husband from upon my side, you know. I know them well.
You know them well?
I know
nice
them well. So
people, you know, brother.
I read that and I saw it. Yeah, a cool test. And the thing about it is, you stating the facts, you putting out the information, but this clown commenter try to politicize everything.
Come with us, boy. Come with serious talk when me talking thing like that. He don't understand. You see, them fellas so they don't understand how serious it is, you know.
So that is it. I'm telling you. He keep repeating himself. He take it because he MP take it. He take it because he MP take it. And nobody ask him who. And I keep telling him, man, you never ask him who take it, you know. You asking him what it is you take. Well, boy,
that's why I asking him which one he take.
No, I never know since COVID. It have a vaccine called the Diwali Nagar. Well, but I have to research that one, boy. Well, this is real clones, boy. But then again, the man had the correct nickname. I give him a dark cloud, you know. People listen him sour, boy.
Well, yeah, but I done oversee, you know. Today's Friday.
Yeah. I forget them fellas on him, boy. Them fellas on him is idiot. Them fellas on him sad and vexed to see people happy. I done strike that with that fella already.
All right, cool, man.
Yeah, man.
You understand what I'm telling you? Don't come to try and dispute them thing with me. People will tell you, people who watching this program for years, dog. I know I'm telling you, I challenge all of them. All of them I challenge. I challenge all of them. Heinz, all of them. The next one named Heinz who used to come with the chart man and make no sense. I just deal with logic and common sense and facts, breads. I don't deal with all them little nonsense. When talking about a topic like this, I'm telling you, don't push my buttons because I'm telling you, I get real rooted, I get different. Because I know the injuries that people suffer by. All remember this term, myocarditis? You can't remember that term, you see how short people memory is? That is one of the things people used to suffer from. That was one of the side effects. You used to get myocarditis. That a 17-year-old boy from I think it was from Venezuela, and he was well he Venezuelan and Trinidadian kind of thing, and he was playing football and everything normal. The man never had no problem. They went and they forced him to take the vaccine, myocarditis. He started to get chest pain and all kind of things, couldn't play football again. Morning, final caller.
Pleasant morning, Stephan. Let me tell you something. You see that dark cloud, that heaviness, when you see the time come, turn off that phone. Take him off the phone. He's a blight. He's a PNM blight. Thank you.
All right, no problem. No, listen, I just give everybody, I'd go to the break and then come back. I see all the real people trying to call the phone line busy here, boy, but he really chipped me off there, and a little space there where I say I would take some calls and we would go down memory lane and really, because what has happened over the last week is this man diary come out, Fauci is the information from the man diary, Think where the man ride down, Think where the man ride down, That's why he had to sit down and plead the fifth, All you understand, it is for one individual to be responsible for the deaths and the health issues that millions of people facing today, boy. All you understand that? All you understand what that man do, boy, and what others help him do? All you understand how lazy you ought to be, or how deceitful you ought to be, or how little integrity you have to sit down in a seat like this, right? Responsible for the information that you give to the public. The people that watch you every day, wake up whatever time of the day to make sure and switch you on because they trust you, and to mislead them. All you understand that? That's what these people do, Fellas, I know how to go to the break and how to wrap up, but let me just get this off my chest. That is what they do. You know it is to go to the polls, vote and elect leaders only for them to become followers. And sometimes they need to follow, leaders do need to follow, because there are bigger things at play. But sometimes you just have to put on your foot and say, wait, hold on. This might be the best thing for my people, Right? Sometimes you need to do that. This administration will have to do that too. At times, they made a decision to support the United States in the issue with Venezuela. So, if it turned out good for the Venezuelan people, they did a good thing. If it turned out bad for the Venezuelan people, then they didn't do such a good thing in supporting the United States. That's how it goes. How did this turn out for people? People's jobs were threatened. They couldn't go to work. You know what hampers I give out during COVID? I get fed up of people messaging me, Stephan, I ain't no money, boy, I need a hamper. All they really, look, So to try and come, so they were saying, don't come around me and try to play don't come and try to play don't play them games. You see them games when you come to this breads? I'm telling you, you only start watching this program, on May the 1st, 2025. So you're ready and understand the kind of monster you're dealing with on certain subject matters. So other subject matters we could change and move in it. But you see certain things, I know what I'm telling you, breads. You'll always have a space and a voice and the opportunity to call in and share your opinion, you know. But I'm just saying, certain subject matters are the stake real passionate about. I'm telling you. I sit down here as humble myself and as cool myself and everybody could call and they could say things and I love to hear people's opinions. But don't come wrong with no BS when it comes to certain subjects. Anyway. That is that. Fauci has been pardoned by Biden. I don't know if that pardon, I don't know if based on whatever information is coming out, if he could be held accountable. I do not know who else could be held accountable, but I know that Rajiv Sriram, Dr. Sriram and they have the matter with Alicia Sibaran. It is going to the court, the Trinidad and Tobago courts, and I hope that they get justice for that girl. And that's all I'll say about that, and I'll put a full stop on that right there. I find the video, you know. I find it, boy. I think I sent it to you. You know. It would be nice to show it, to show the comment. Yeah, I sent it to you. I sent it to you there. I now remember that I found the video. It's only 2:49. It's 2 minutes and 49 seconds long. You want to run it? Huh? It's a nice throwback too, so people go see me in my slim days now. I was younger then too. I mean, I'm 49 now. This video would have been, let me see the date on it. Oh, good. This is the 29th of December, 2021. Way sad. This is 5 years ago, a little less than 5 years ago. Or a little more than 5 years ago. 87.5% of the people in the parallel healthcare system are not fully vaccinated. That is the description there. Simple logic. I'll use some bottles. This is a bottle this is an empty bottle. Right? Empty bottle. Now, we would describe this bottle as being empty, right? It have nothing in it. Nothing. Nada. Nil. Right? Nil. It's empty. Good. That's how you would describe that, as empty. Here, I have a bottle that could be described, you can take down the release and come in close on me because I want them to see this. This could be described two ways. It's either it's half full or it's half empty. But for simplicity, we'll go with half full. Put that there. Now this is a bigger bottle than the other two, but it's, as you can see, it's full to the top. So you would describe this as a full bottle. Now the reason why I'm using a bigger bottle is because he got the recommended dose, which includes the booster. Right, so this is a full bottle of water. Nice. So we want to find out, what does not fully vaccinated mean? If this empty bottle has nothing in it, this is the equivalent of somebody who has never taken a vaccine. Fair enough? They have no full shot, they have no nothing in them, they are unvaccinated. This bottle here represents somebody who has gotten their recommended dosage and they are 2 weeks after the recommended dosage, so they are fully vaccinated. Good? That's what that bottle represents. Fully vaccinated, unvaccinated. This guy here, this bottle here, this is just simple logic, right? This bottle here represents somebody who is not fully vaccinated because they at least got one shot. This person here
This bottle here is what making up 87.5% of the people in the parallel healthcare system right now. So could somebody on planet Earth please explain me why this bottle is the one being singled out as the problem?
You see? I'll tell you. That is December 2021. Oh God, boy, fellas, I was looking young and sharp, boy. Oh God, boy, I could have back and see her there, no? Yeah, boy. I was see her fit and ready there, no? Yeah, boy. Anyway, yeah, that's one of the, I remember going through that just on logic and common sense, because they were saying 87% of people that were hospitalized were not fully vaccinated. Not unvaccinated, not fully vaccinated, but they were singling out the unvaccinated people, saying that we were the problem. And I had to go through it using 3 water bottles. You understand? You see how simple we break it down? So my brother out in Superior, do some research and understand who you're talking to on that subject matter. And then you'll realize you need to think twice before you dial that number. We're going to be back. When we come back, we have the birthdays and then we wrap things up. But it was a hell of a time. And hopefully, those who have to be held accountable will face consequences, serious consequences. And if they don't face it on earth, like I say, I hope every one of them burn in the fires of hell. I make no apologies for that.
Eden Heights Clinic is one of the most advanced state-of-the-art alternative clinics in the Caribbean. They offer a dynamic combination of life-changing treatments, including prelozone therapy, live blood analysis, halotherapy, limb backing, nutritional programs, colon hydrotherapy, weight loss programs, oxygen baths, and more. Their professional doctors, Drs. Carlos Navarro, Bronwyn Navarro, and Brian Thompson provide consultation services in areas of diabetes detox programs, arthritis, sports injuries, heart disease, high blood pressure, persons suffering with knee, shoulder, and back pain. At Eden Heights Clinic, they understand that your health is your wealth. Get in touch with them to determine which service is the right choice for you. Visit them at any one of their 3 locations at 13 Montague Avenue, Trin City, at 41 Ramsaran Street, Shoguanas, or give them a call at 640-8985 or 613-7571, or send them a WhatsApp to 493-9196. Eden Heights Clinic is your right choice.
Welcome to Caribbean Tourist Villa, your home away from home in the heart of Port of Spain. With over 25 years of trusted hospitality, Caribbean Tourist Villa has been a reliable choice for both business professionals and vacationers. Our guest rooms are thoughtfully equipped with all the essentials for a relaxing and productive stay, and our tranquil pool area is perfect for relaxation after a busy day. We've created the ideal space for you to relax, recharge, and enjoy. Give us a call to book your stay today.
Master Ganesh Bhargav offers powerful guidance for all kinds of life problems, doubts, confusion, protection needs, and clarity. His astrology practice comes from a powerful ancestral tribal lineage with over 500 years of astrological and spiritual practice. Bhargavji does not dominate or pressure clients. Instead, he focuses on fixing problems with care and balance. His reunion love spells and death reversal spells are designed to restore harmony and provide lifetime protection. This is not individual effort alone, but collective spiritual power working for you. Many clients notice strong positive changes within a few sessions. Call +1 868 347 2350.
If you're planning an event, make us your first option. At Reality of a Dream, we can make your event memorable. We can assist in planning your corporate functions, moderate gatherings, family occasions, christenings, and more. We also cater for weddings and other special occasions. Our newly renovated venue includes a majestic entryway, which takes you along a path to a fantastic indoor facility which can accommodate up to 80 dining guests. A recently completed, fully air-conditioned, beautifully designed wing, which maintains the theme and flow of Reality of a Dream, adds 30 extra seats for dining guests. In total, We can now seat a total of 110 dining guests. Come see for yourself the splendor that awaits you. Walk along the path and make your way to the breathtaking, well-maintained swimming pool and gazebo, and also the entire grounds of Reality of a Dream. We've also updated the Dream Suite, which comes with all modern conveniences, where guests can enjoy the feeling of an exquisite retreat overlooking the entire area. Reality of a Dream caters to professional events. We provide secured parking for guests, so call us at 332-6880 and ask for Harriet, located at number 15 Moses Avenue, San Juan. Reality of a Dream, making dreams come true every day.
William Monroe's birthday celebration presents a church fundraiser talent show, The Talent Within. Join us on Saturday the 29th of August at 6:30 p.m. at the San Juan Revival Ministries. Do you have a talent waiting to be discovered? Then this is your time to shine. Amazing cash prizes. First place, 5,000. Second place, 3,000. Third place, 2,000. Fourth place, 1,500. And fifth place, $1,000. There will also be lots of exciting door prizes to be won. Tickets are only $100. Featuring special guest performances by Blessed Messenger and Minister Sean Daniel. Don't miss this spectacular evening of talent, entertainment, and fellowship. For more information, call 490-6760 or 332-6880. The Talent Within, where gifts are revealed and stars are born.
Greetings to you all in the wonderful name of our Lord and Savior, the sweet rose of Sharon and the Prince of Peace, Christ Jesus. I am Ezekiel Johnson Fort, and I am pleasured to inform you of the newest branch of the Christian Union Church, Trinidad and Grenada District, San Juan Revival Ministries. If you are desiring prayer, healing, or that closer connection to the Heavenly Father, then the place to be is at San Juan Revival Ministries. And allow me to ask you one question. Are you living a life without Jesus Christ? Do you desire freedom from spiritual bondage? Then the only solution to your problem is Him. In the book of Matthew, chapter 11 and verses 28, it says, "Come unto me, all ye that labor and are heavy laden, and I will give you rest." And this is mostly speaking to those of you who are Christians and you might not have a place to fellowship. Come. Fellowship with us at the Christian Union Church, San Juan Revival Ministries. Come, be edified and equipped by the Word of God preached by the man of God, Senior Reverend Bishop Dave Donation. You will be empowered by the move of the Holy Spirit of the living God. Come and be comforted. If you desire to be an environment that shows compassion and care for your spiritual needs, growth, and development, then fellowship with us at number 1 Bagatelle Corner, Saddle Road, every Sunday morning at 10 a.m. to 12 noon. I look forward to seeing you there, and God bless you all, and may the peace of our Lord and Savior, Jesus Christ, be with you now and always. God bless you all.
Every day, we're expected to show up for each other, for ourselves. What people don't see is everything that keeps us going. Because staying in the game isn't about one big moment. It's about showing up again and again and again.
William Monroe's birthday celebration presents a church fundraiser talent show, The Talent Within. Join us on Saturday the 29th of August at 6:30 p.m. at the San Juan Revival Ministries. Do you have a talent waiting to be discovered? Then this is your time to shine. Amazing cash prizes. First place, 5,000. Second place, 3,000. Third place, 2,000. Fourth place, 1,500. And fifth place, $1,000. There also be lots of exciting door prizes to be won. Tickets are only $100. Featuring special guest performances by Blessed Messenger and Minister Sean Daniels. Don't miss this spectacular evening of talent, entertainment, and fellowship. For more information, call 490-6760 or 332-6880. The Talent Within, where gifts are revealed and stars are born.
All right, man. So we're back, 8:26. We got to wrap things up. And I see my boy, my good friend, Mr. Monroe, is having his birthday fundraiser talent show. Interesting, it's a fundraising talent show because we're not looking at the prizes, boy. First to fifth prize. From $5,000 first prize to $1,000 fifth prize. Wow. Tickets are just $100, man. Saturday, 29th of August, 6:30 p.m. at San Juan Revival Ministries, Corner Saddle and Bagatelle Road in San Juan. And yeah, it's going to be a big one. And I look forward to seeing some talent. They got some talented people in that church, you know. Some talented people, boy. There are some singers there, boy, and dancers and things like that. So I'm waiting to see who's going to walk away with this $5,000 prize come August 29th. So, yeah, man, and that's his birthday. So it's going to be a big one. I know you're going to do it big. All right. So we got some birthdays here as we proceed. A man now tell me, he said, boy, he now carried dog by the vet now, boy. And, well, the vet get the dog a vaccine there, so he see the dog get a vaccine, so he's starting to take it too. So. Oh, God, hey, Sinopharm, boy. Hey, the Chinese, boy. Leave it to the Chinese, eh? Like I tell you, we all know the Chinese would not kill themselves. They would not create no genocide amongst the people. If they wanted to do that, they would not have the largest population in the world. So we know that the Chinese ain't killing all the people. Birthday greetings, here we go. We wish you a very blessed, happy, and joyful third birthday, Josiah. May God continue to bless you, guide you, protect you, and keep you safe always. May you grow into a kind, loving, strong, and wonderful young man. And these special birthday greetings are sent with lots of love from your great-grandma, Lucille Mohammed, your grandma, Alicia Cadiz, your grandpa, Jeffrey, and all your uncles and cousins in Trinidad. Looking forward to another visit this year. All right, brilliant. Josiah, happy birthday to you, man. 3 years old. Also, please send out happy 10-year anniversary to our beautiful daughter, Ashvini Sarika, and her husband, Nicholas Sichan, today coming from their parents, Prem and Ann Jagasa, and the entire Jagasa family. Happy anniversary, guys, and do enjoy your day. Happy 27th anniversary to Tashira and Terry. God's blessings always. 27 years together, man. Happy anniversary, guys. 12th birthday greetings to Sophia Leila Aguilera. From Mom Wahida, Dad Junior, Sisters Araya and Naya, Grandma Monica, Auntie Marsha, and Uncle Rory. Have a great day, Sophia. Lots of love to you. All right. Birthday greetings to a wonderful dad, Sudis Sankar, celebrating his birthday on the 7th of August. And he means the world to us. The man who loves all fours, horse races, and cricket. But most importantly, his family, his grandkids are his life. We cherish him dearly, wishing him good health and happiness coming from his daughter, Amber, Ryan, Sandra, and his beautiful grandkids, Renice and Avery. So happy birthday to you, man. Enjoy your day. I'm looking for something here, just now. Right, I find it. What else we got here? We have an email from Peaches. Don't make joke. Good morning, Stephan. We, the Cheddies, would like to wish our beautiful mom, Mona Cheddy, a very happy birthday. May God continue to bless her with health, strength, and happiness always. Wishing you, Mom, a day as incredible as you are. We love you from your children and grandchildren. So happy birthday going out to Mona. Also, we would like to send birthday wishes to a wonderful young man, Matthew Samsundar. We hope he has an amazing day filled with laughter, love, and everything that makes him smile. We are so proud of you and wish you God's richest blessings from your mom, grandmother, and sister, Ashley. Thanks, Stephan, and have a good day. All right. Good morning to you and your crew. I would like to wish a very happy 5th birthday going out to Maya Ramilan. Yeah, Maya Ramilan. This is coming from a cousin, Isabella, and her mother Val and her father Carl, along with wishes from her aunts and uncles, her grandmother and grandfather. We wish her to have a best day today with many more years to come. All right, happy birthday going out to Maya. And finally, happy birthday to Matika Ali, coming from your loving parents, Farid and Ashrani, and your loving sister, Maya. Wishing you all the best and many more to come with God's blessings. So happy birthday going out to Matika. All right. So that's it there for the birthdays. We got to wrap things up. I see that today, yes, it is today, Friday, the 7th of August. CPL action starts today, guys. Right? So the CPL action starts today at 7 p.m. in St. Vincent. Yeah, and tomorrow they got CPL action again. TKR will be in action in St. Vincent tomorrow. Yeah, and so the 70th, 89th. So over this weekend, you have real cricket playing. All right? So we'll get to see TKR a little bit later on. Well, not later on tonight, but tomorrow. All right? Nice, man. And they take it on St. Kitts and Nevis. Right? Nice. All right, so the CPL is on. The games in Trinidad will start. Remember, we have 5 games in Trinidad, eh? The first one is on the 26th of August. All right? So the 26th of August, the 28th, the 29th of August. Then we have another game on the 31st of August. And the final game in Trinidad is going to be on the 2nd of September. All right? So CPL, boy, oh gosh, the action start. And of course, all of the football leagues will be starting back as well. So sports is back, man, with a bang. So we are out for this week. Next week, we have Vandana Mohit, the Minister of Social Development. She's going to join us on Tuesday at 6:30 a.m. We're going to do it via Zoom. On Monday, we will deal with everything that the weekend throws at us. But on Tuesday, we have Vandana Mohit on, and we have a couple interviews booked from next week. Greenwich will be back on. And on Thursday, we have Mr. Ramkumar Narayan Singh. And then on Friday, we have, I think it's Naparima Bowl. They will be on either Thursday or Friday next week, 1 or 2 days. But I'll keep you guys abreast of the situation as we come in on Monday. All right, so until then, do have an enjoyable weekend. Enjoy the CPL cricket and everything else that you're going to be doing over the weekend. And God's